Good evening, everybody. And thank you so much for coming out. Sound, can you just contain this one? There's an echo coming from somewhere. All right. So we are in church, but it's not church today. It's purely business. And the reason why we have a program dedicated to business is we have realized that the life that we live is a financial world. It's a financial life. And if your finances are not sorted out, you will be in trouble. In fact, there's a saying that I got this week when I was watching somebody. He said, if you are broke, you will choke. And I'm sure you know, it's quite real. And so we do this so that we can sharpen our minds, and so that whatever we are doing, we become better, and the likelihood of us to succeed becomes more guaranteed. So the reason why most businesses fail is because the people that start the businesses are not business people. There is a book called The E-Myth. Has anybody read that book or heard about that book? The E-Myth. Did you read it? Now, the E-Myth says most business people who start businesses, they are people that have got an entrepreneurship fit, where they just think, you know what, my boss is troubling me, so I'll start. So you might be a plumber in a plumbing business. Then you just start and say, you just wake up tomorrow and say, I want to do exactly the same. But there are skills that you don't know. You don't know marketing, you don't know sales, you don't know accounting, but you are good at plumbing. So you go into plumbing and you fail, because the business is not plumbing. The business is all these things that need to be done. And especially when you are starting and you are a small entrepreneur, you have to be a multiple things all at once. I have seen people who are great managers of big companies. So if you go to a company like Delta, you might be a financial manager, but you don't even know nothing about marketing. Now, if you leave Delta and say, I'm going to start a company, you're going to see that the experience that you have as a finance manager is not enough for you to succeed in business, because business is more than just being a finance manager. And a lot of people think that because they were exposed to a business at a certain level, or they were doing one thing, then they are able to run a business. But because when you start a business, most of the times you're going to have to be doing a lot of things all by yourself. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so one of the things that I have seen that has been a struggle is to get your business to profitability. Just getting your business to profitability. I had one guy, this guy, after about 20 years saving in a certain company, he then got his, he retired, early retirement, and he was given a big paycheck, payoff, and he started the company. In 6 months, he had lost all that money. And I still remember this guy coming to me and my wife, and he just shook our hands. He said, first thing I want to do, I just want to shake your hand. I said, what for? I want to shake your hand. And the fact that you've got a company which is making profit, I want to shake your hand. Because profit is very difficult. Profit is very difficult. And so that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. And we're going to be talking about things that we use our experience, and not just some high-flying things that your motivational speakers in the city talk about. Where they talk, you need the attitude to go, whatever they'll be talking about. Things that do not translate to any man. I'm here because I want something that translates to money. So, years ago, I'm a medical doctor by profession, by the way, those who do not know. And I'm an apostle by calling. So, when we were doing medicine, or studying medicine, we went into a class like this and said, tell us why you want to do medicine. And some people would say sweet things. No, I like children, so I've got a tender heart for children, so I'm in medicine so that I can help children. That's so sweet. Then they came to me and said, why are you in medicine? I said, I'm in medicine because I want to make some money. And people then said, you know what, most people go into medicine or go into engineering, not because they like engineering, but what they like is really, they like money. They want to make more money. They think that this profession will give them an edge and help them to make more money. And the reason why you are in business, you are not an NGO, unless if you're an NGO. Even the NGO, I worked in the NGO world for a long time. At one time, I was the deputy director in the Ministry of Health, so I would sort of like oversee NGOs in that sector, the whole of Zimbabwe, and they would give whatever they want to do. Then I realized that NGOs, whatever money is donated to them, 10 to 20% of them, they call it administrative costs. And have you seen that NGOs, all they do are meetings? There are meetings here and meetings there. Because for every meeting, you are given a pay deal. And per diem, and I still remember when we would fly maybe to anything outside the city that you're living in, you're given some money. So they organize those meetings, even if they are useless. And what they'll be counting is the days, counting the money. So even the NGOs, they are NGOing because of money. In fact, NGO is money. At one time, I even said that poverty is a business. There's some people who make money by keeping you poor so that they can donate to you. So that donating, the moment you become rich, they've got no one to donate to. And they're in trouble. So they have to make sure that you remain poor. So I hope I'm not the only one that I started my business to make a profit. Am I speaking to the right crowd here? Okay? You are in business to make a what? A profit. You want to make a profit. And so, as you want to make a profit, a lot of people give a lot of reasons why they are not making profit. And they can say the government. I can say that now. You can wear red without without being partisan anymore. Some of these things you couldn't wear them because you ran the risk of being labeled a certain part. So red is now free. A certain color is no longer free. So we usually blame the government. But I always say that in the same government that you are blaming, somebody is making a profit. And some people blame environment. The policies were changed. But in that same environment, somebody is making it. And it's a narrative of the broke and of people that have given up on life who say that everybody who has got money in this country is stealing. It's not true. Yes, some are stealing, but a lot are not stealing and are working genuinely and are making money. So when you start failing and you say it's because of the government, or it's because people, I don't steal, it's because I don't do this, it's because I don't have a snake. I said to somebody who was saying, I don't have money because I don't have snake, I said, go and get your own, if you get what I'm saying. So there must be no excuse. Say to your neighbor, no excuse. All right. So we are not in a place where we make excuses. In our lives or in this church, there is no excuses. You've got no excuse. I'm not educated. It's not an excuse. Because I can show you somebody who's not educated who's making money and is making a profit. I'm not the firstborn. It's not an excuse. I was kicked out of school. I can show you somebody who was kicked out of school who's making money right now. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. The most important thing that I want you to know that the reason why businesses don't make money, the number one business, it is because the entrepreneur does not know what to do. The person who is the business owner does not know what to do. Even if you say, I'm not making a profit because my relative that I hired is stealing from me, who hired that relative? You understand what I'm saying? It's you. You will say, I'm not making a profit because I put my business in Mbare instead of putting it in Borodale. Who put it there? You. So ultimately, you must take responsibility. I am responsible for my profitability. I'm responsible for my money issues. You understand what I'm saying? So if things go wrong, it is me because I'm the one that have chosen that person who has stolen Andifara, Aita say, and all those kind of things. And the commonest things, the other thing is bad marketing. We're going to talk a bit about that. But I also want to say that not adapting to the situation. You know, years ago, you could plan and say, and have a 5-year strategy, 10-year strategy. But these years, you can't have a 10-year strategy. Not only in Zimbabwe, but also in other countries, because who knew that COVID was going to come? After COVID, who knew that the Ukraine war would come? Who knew that monkeypox would come? You understand what I'm saying? Who knew that there would be another war right now with China and Taiwan and all that? Who knew? So you cannot have, so everybody is adapting. Companies have to adapt. You know, there were companies that had to close in Russia. Totally, they were making profit in Russia. They had to close overnight. So don't tell me you are unique. Don't tell me your environment. You must learn to adapt. You must learn to adapt. And a lot of people resist change. They don't want to change. This thing used to work in 1960. You still want it to work. There's anybody read a book known as Who Moved My Cheese? Okay. It's just, I need you guys to be readers. You have to read. I've read over 3,000 business books, by the way, and I'm still reading. So in this book, Who Moved My Cheese, it's about 2 mice. 2 mice. So the first mice, they used to go to a certain corner and they would find cheese. And they'll eat cheese. They'll eat cheese. For a whole year, they would eat cheese. Then the next year, they went there. And there was no cheese. I said, maybe something happened today. Then they went back. Tomorrow they came back. After a week, they realized, no, there's no cheese here. So one mice was crying. This is unfair. We always come and get our cheese from this place. These people must come back. This is unfair. God, where is our cheese? Bring our cheese. I declare cheese. I manifest cheese. And you know how it is. We pray like you're like since nearing, and then you open to see whether it has happened, and there's still nothing has happened. Then these other mice then realize, listen, if we continue to come here, we are going to die from hunger because the cheese has moved. I have to look for somewhere where cheese is. And this is for somebody who is here, that the place that used to feed you cannot feed you anymore. And you have to move because your cheese has been moved. You have been moved. So you must be willing to adapt. You must be willing to adapt. Am I talking to somebody in this place? Okay. So I want to go into some practical things that we can do to increase our profitability. Some of the things will be very hard. And this week myself, I had to do a hard thing because I had to close one of my facilities because it wasn't making a profit. And I've been looking at it, and I've been looking at all the matrices and all that, and I told the team, this thing is not making profit. We can do this. Okay, do it. They did it. Nothing changed. Let's give it another 3 months. Give it another 3 months. Nothing happened. Until I just said, just close it. Just close it. Because there's no money there. You can squeeze the rock, but no diesel is coming out of that rock. All right. So let's start. Let's start with things that you can do. If you're already in business, you can increase your profitability by decreasing your costs. By decreasing your what? Your costs. So every business has got costs. Cost of rent, cost of running, cost of salaries, cost of all those kind of things. There was a time I went to one of my businesses and things were not well at that time. I actually sat down with the team and said, listen guys, things are tight, we have to cut salaries. And I said, so what you are going to do is we are going to, after I finish, you are going to sign that we are cancelling this new contract and sign the new contract. When I finished, people were clapping their hands and everybody signed. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to cut your costs. You have to cut your costs. So one of the things that you have to do is to say, you have to look at the list of your costs. Your rent, your salaries, your inputs, your water. You are making center cool. I went to these other guys who make cool drinks. And they buy water. And they were buying water for $40 per 5,000. So they have to go to that one and say, listen, I buy for 20 liters, 20,000 per day. I want to pay $30. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to look at every cost. And some of the costs that you don't even look at are your cost of communication, cost of airtime, cost of Wi-Fi, cost of DSTV, cost of all those kind of things. There are things that are good to have in a business, but are not necessarily the business. I always tell people when they are starting businesses, people usually want to start with good offices, great offices, 40-inch TV, boardroom up to here to the end. You've got nobody to sit in the board. You get what I'm saying? You don't need any of those things. You have to cut your cost. Make sure you know the things that are needed, which are called showstoppers, the things that are needed for this business to run. Those are the things that you prioritize. Everything else you then buy it when the money starts rolling. Am I talking to somebody? Am I talking to somebody? So you're going to have to look at your list of costs and you see where you can cut down. And sometimes you have to cut down the things that you don't want to cut down. Everything is cuttable. You have to cut it. So you're going to have to look and say, where can you cut back? What can you renegotiate? You have to renegotiate. If you had negotiated with people, you say, my friend, the environment has changed. Who can notice that the past 2 months, the environment in this country has changed? The introduction of gold coins did something. Things are like, So you are going to have to renegotiate everything. If you don't renegotiate, you are going to be in trouble. Because everybody wants to negotiate up. Because things are tight. And if you are quiet, people will increase their cost on you. So that they can weather the storm. Am I talking? So you have to do the preemptive strike. It's difficult for somebody to increase your rent after you went to them negotiating a rent decrease. In fact, the rent decrease can actually make them remain there when they wanted to go up. And it's better because now you've actually saved yourself money if that person wanted. So you have to be the first one to go and say, things are not well. I want to negotiate down. Even to people who are not good, let them know so that they don't make you a target for increase. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be proactive, so we call it a preemptive strike in business where you go and negotiate everything down. So look at all the things that you can negotiate. It doesn't matter who it is. Take time every day, negotiate with one of your suppliers, negotiate. Because right now they are also having a meeting where they are thinking of increasing the price on you. And if they come to you before you go to them, they will increase. You get what I'm saying? There is a psychology of price. The one who comes first sets the tone. Recently, I was in Victoria Falls, and so I saw these guys, that jump into the gorge. I didn't jump into the gorge. I don't do anything. I don't do crazy things. My life is too precious. So my kids were jumping. And so what these guys did, they put a tin for tips. And in that tin, they put $20. And guess how much everybody was putting as tip? $20. Then I said, you guys are stupid. You should have put wire. Because you are setting the what? The pace and setting the tone. So even if a person does not want to give you 50, but because he saw a wire there, they would think somebody paid the what? $100. So they might pay 50. So you actually increase. Somebody say increase your ask. Like if I was a beggar, I would not beg $1. I would say, give me 100. Give me 100. I bet you one person will give me 100. And you get what I'm saying? Instead of say, $1, 50 cents, no. Just go say, depot $10. I'm telling you, somebody will give you $10. You understand what I'm saying? So you must be the first one to set the what? The tone. Say, I hear you. Is that making sense? Am I making sense here? All right. So you must also look at things not to decrease or to cut, things that are not necessary that you have to dump. Something that is just wasting your money. You just have to dump it and say, this thing is not adding value. And in our businesses, we've got a lot of things that are not adding value at all. Not adding value at all. They are nice to have. And you know, there are those things, when I built my house, and when and visitors come, you'll be saying, that's my pool. I don't know how many times I've been in my pool, but you get what I'm saying. And especially those people who've got, gym equipment at home. He just goes there when the visitors are there. Never when the visitor is not there. But that piece of machine costed that person 3,000. He say, gym, what? You don't need it. And especially in your business, there are so many things that you have to dump. Everybody say, I have to dump some things. Yeah. Yes. You have to dump some. You have to dump some things. You have to dump some people. Especially if you've got a business and somebody is underperforming, you also have to dump them because that person is costing you money. And sometimes, and you know what? This is serious. Sometimes you have to dump some people and to fire some people. As hard as it is, you are not God. In my church, I say you are not Jehovah Jireh. You don't take care of all other people's problems. Have you noticed that sometimes you can start a business, you pay everybody else except yourself? Everybody gets paid. You are left with nothing. No. You understand what I'm saying? We don't start businesses to create employment for other people and for our uneducated relatives. We start businesses to make money for ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to make some tough decisions. If I'm going to have to kick somebody's behind, I will dump you for the sake of profit. Some people are saying, is this a pastor? Yes. It's a profitable pastor. That's why I make profits. Because I'm serious. You understand what I'm saying? And what can you replace with something that is cheaper? This thing is so key. Because right now, today you can go and sit down, look at your business, and to see where you can cut, where you can renegotiate, and you start squeezing some profit out of your already existing business. Am I talking? The next thing that you have to do is effective marketing. Now, most people think that they are marketing. Oh, I'm marketing. But are you really marketing? If you go on radio and you say, I'm selling this, have you marketed? The question is, who is your audience? I'll give you an example. In the world of drug rehabilitation, my market is not the drug addict. So people say, hey, go ghetto. No, I'm not looking for the ghetto youth. He's not my target. Because he's probably broke, doesn't even know he needs help. So my target are their parents. So I'm looking where the parents are and say, if you've got a son like this, I can help you. So if I go on Radio 3 or Star FM and say, hey, I can stop drugs. I'm targeting the ghetto youth, but that's not the target that gives me money. That is the target with the problem. If you've got preschool, you don't go and market to toddlers. You market to the mother. Who is your target? So you might be marketing, but are you marketing to the right audience? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you marketing to the right audience? So you must look and say, who is the consumer? Who is consuming my product? Who is paying me money? Sometimes the people might buy from you. Okay? Have you ever seen Mercedes-Benz going to advertise to school kids? Do you know that most buying decisions on cars and color are decided by women? They'll go and talk to the women. They'll go to that Benz. That Benz. That Benz. Before you know it, blah. Benz, because women determine a lot of the buying that men do. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to look at who is your target audience. Are you targeting the right people? Are you targeting the right people? Sometimes you might be targeting your target is the business, not the people in that business. So you are going to have to go to where the people who run that business go, not the people in the shop floor. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to know who is your target, because we are not marketing effectively. So the purpose of marketing is to bring people, is to bring audiences, is to bring eyeballs, is to bring you to be known. Some of you have never met me. Some of you, I don't know how you met Dr. S.M. CHIRISA somewhere. But it's a bit of marketing. You get what I'm saying? We are trying to market to a certain people. I'm not trying to tell this to Elon Musk. He's not going to listen to me. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm looking for people who've got businesses and who are still growing. That is my target. So I'm not looking for already grown business. I'm looking for people who are target. So I've got a specific target market. And you must also then construct the message to that target market that they hear. That they hear. Sometimes you have to market in Shona. If your people cannot hear Shona, you cannot go there and nose the lies. Because you'll be looking cool to yourself, but it will make you broke. The people want to hear. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You cannot play classical music. Are you going to say? Nobody will come to your shop. They will think you are Satanist or something. You get what I'm saying? Huh? Hey. But there is power. You get what I'm saying? What I say? You have to have the correct messaging, and you also have to to select the correct channel. You have to correct the correct. So for our drug, we still market a lot on Facebook, because the target market, my parents are in trouble. They are on Facebook. They are not on TikTok. They are not my 2000. You get what I'm saying? My 2000 are our patients, but their parents are on Facebook. So you have to look and say, who is at which channel? Who is buying from me, and where can I find them? You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes you might have to go on LinkedIn to do, because that's where serious people are. And all those kind of things. So look at all those things. And a lot of people just market. I sell this, so what? So there must be a call to action. Huh? You must, at the end of the messaging, you must say, contact us on, call us on, email us, visit us. Your message must end with a what? A call. Everybody say call to action. Because if you say, I don't take so much t-shirts. We don't take so much t-shirts. Okay. Bo. But you must, and don't take so much t-shirts, come and buy. Or come and see. There must be a call to action. So when we say, see you tomorrow, take this as a personal invitation. See you tomorrow. Even if you are not coming, we'll say see you tomorrow. We are calling you to action. You understand what I'm saying? There must be a call to action. So you must have the marketing strategy. And sometimes if your business is growing, it might be worth it to get somebody with real marketing to just help you. A lot of us, we think we are marketing because we are posting a lot. That's not marketing. You need to have some certain things, and you are going to need a lot of help. A lot of help. We had to get a lot of help, to have traffic. And it worked in the past 2 weeks. We had to get a social media expert. No, I know some of you think you're social media experts because you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, and you're doing this. I saw my son, taking a photo. He passed. Engo. I did. I mean, I guess one of but he was trying. I did. But he's not an expert. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes when you are serious, you just need to get the right person. So there are certain things that we need to do. Number one, we need to create quantity, content, quality. And some of you, for you to become an expert, and I've said it over and over, but I'm not seeing it. You must start writing about what you do. Information makes you an expert. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The reason why some of us, we are being called to speak, because for years, I wrote in the newspaper articles every week on certain subjects. Some of the subjects I used even to research. You get what I'm saying? But what it did was, people then thought I was the expert. So now anything concerning that subject, guess who they call? I am called. I have to say no. Because when you put information, you become the expert. And when you are the expert, people expect to pay top dollar for you. You understand what I'm saying? But if people don't know you and you do what an expert does, they want to undercut the expert. So you do the same work, but because nobody thinks you. You understand what I'm saying? So some of you here, you're brilliant people, you've got good businesses, but nobody knows what you're doing. So you need to make yourself an expert. Start writing. Start writing every week, every month. Have a post on certain thing. Even if it's farming, start writing about goat farming and da. Somehow, somebody, oh my God. You get what I'm saying? Just start writing about what you are already doing. Make yourself an expert. And what it also do is, as you research about what to write, you actually start to read more. For you to be given a master's degree, you need to have read, you need to have read at least about 12 books or 12 books on a matter. For you to be given a PhD, you need to have read 50 books on one topic. So when you start reading this, you become, I believe that I can be given a PhD at any time, because there are so many things I've read, more than, I think I can be given 3 PhDs on certain things, because I've read more books on one topic. I didn't go to business school to teach you what I'm teaching you. I was in there and I saw that things were failing. I started to read. And before you know it, I became an expert. Now I'm being sought after by business people and by churches to come and speak about business. The position that I am, I was the only one with no qualifications, but with results. Yeah. The world is looking for results. You understand what I'm saying? So start to create content. Start to post some content. Be predictable in your content. Boost your content. And boosting, sometimes you can boost for $5, for $10, but booster, and you can boost to a certain target market. You have to boost. If you put and say, just post it, only your friends who don't buy from you anyway, or your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend, we are not looking for all those people. You're looking for buyers, people who give you money. Am I talking? Huh? You are too stingy to make profit. You have to part with certain money to make more profit. You can say, I'll put some money to that profit. You understand what I'm saying? You have to know the demographics of what you are doing, who is. I've spoken about that. You have to be consistent. You have to also start to build a following. A following, you can't just build a following. People cannot follow you if you've got no content. People are not stupid. You understand what I'm saying? Now, a lot of content, a lot of people will follow jokes. My TT and all those kind of things, and comic pastor, lots of followers. But if you want to see how much they're being paid when they are my MCs, you can have lots of jokes, but people don't take you seriously. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to have 1 million people following me who cannot pay me. You understand what I'm saying? I would rather have 30 people following me who can pay me. When I appear, they can pay me 1,000, they can pay me 6,000. That's what I'm looking for. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to build a following, but the following, you build it by speaking some sense, by posting some sense. So if you go on my post, I don't post myself naked. No, I don't do that. It's a business. Everything is business. I'm promoting my business. I'm promoting what I do. I'm promoting my thoughts. If I go on your post, it's like you are bipolar. Today you are in business. Tomorrow you are crying on Facebook. It's the same post. What are you doing? And you want me to deal with you when you are showing me your weak emotions on Facebook? I will just say, this person cannot deliver. Say to your neighbor, I think Doc is talking to you now. And the last thing that you need to do is this search engine optimization. I mean, this thing works wonders, and it doesn't even take a lot of money. You know, have you seen when you're doing something, certain things just pop, and they're continuing to pop. They are not popping dega. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Somebody paid for those things, so you actually pay. And it's not a lot of money. And if you just pay once a month for your advert or for your to just pop, to be at the top when people sign Drag Rehab, we appear first. And it's not by luck, it's not by prayer, it's by search engine optimization. Am I talking to somebody? Hello? Huh? Okay, all right. We need to move so that we can have some question and answer. The next thing that you have to do, you have to relook at your business model. And when I say is business model is what's really bringing you the money in the business. You might be selling a lot of things, selling hair, selling sendaku, selling tomatoes. What's really bringing the what? The money. Some people don't even know what's bringing the money. But you must always know what's bringing in the money. So I want you to ask that question to yourself, what's really bringing in the money? And some of you, you're actually neglecting the thing that is actually bringing in the money. Instead of maximizing it, you are actually ignoring it and starting something that is actually taking money away from you. What's bringing in the what? The money now. So you must look and find it, maximize it. I always say you don't go to a second thing before you maximize your first flow. Whatever is flowing is really giving you the money. Maximize it, increase it, grow it before you start some little thing. As Zimbabweans, we are so good at starting lots of things, small little things, squeaky here, squeaky there, and you've got 10 squeakies. And you've got 10 business guys, CEO of this, or you've got a group, group, hey, Renata this, Renata that. Stop that nonsense. It's about profit. It's not about how many places you are in. Am I talking to somebody? Okay. All right. And you must then say, why am I not selling? We looked at that. And sometimes stop chasing the money that costs you money. There's certain money that costs you money. You are making money, but it's costing you. You are investing too much. You want to chase money where you invest little and you harvest a lot. You understand what I'm saying? So don't chase for money where you have to put in so much money. I hate that kind of business. I want money where I put little money and get a lot of money. And the other question is, where can I get new money from what I'm doing? You understand what I'm saying? Where can I get? These are questions you have to ask yourself and you have to work. The other thing that you have to do the maths well. Everybody say maths well. Now, I know some of you hated maths, but the maths that we are doing here is not the maths that you hated. It's not integration or translocation. Hey, this triangle was this, translocated 45 degrees and put it. No, we're not doing that. The maths that we are doing in business is plus, minus, multiplication, and division. Only. There's no even long division. Huh? You understand what I'm saying? So all of us, we've got this maths because this is elementary maths. When I grade 7 can do maths the business. That's all we do. But what I have seen with a lot of Zimbabweans, especially women that are selling things, clothes, these people don't know business, yo. They think their selling price is the profit. So they'll sell a suit $200 and they take $200. Oh, not $200. So your profit, gross profit, is selling price minus costs. The cost of going to take, the cost of going to the cost, even not the cost of going, the cost of driving your car and parking it, it's a cost. The cost of the food, the dollar, the dollar meal you're eating every day and the coke, it's a cost. The cost of following and calling that person, how many times you call 10 times or 2, it's a cost. But sometimes, and a lot of times, we don't put that cost, so we call that gross profit. But what we are looking at, which remains in your pocket, is net profit. If you are doing your business legally, you're going to have to pay some tax. When you are still small, you can get away with tax, but as you grow, tax will come. Some of us, we've had our accounts garnished quite a number of times as we were growing up. It's the growing pains of growing, but sometimes, government. I even say sometimes most people who are saying, hey, profit, they are just eating Maria government because they've not paid what? Tax. But at some point, as your business grows, you have to start paying tax. And tax is important to pay because that's what pays the police, that's what pays the army, that's what pays for the teachers and all the things that need to be done for this country. So I am for people, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so if you're talking about business growth, at some point you're going to pay tax. And you must be ready. So you must know that you must remove the tax. Today I was talking to my accountant and said, please pay the pay-as-you-earn and the QPD. Let's pay it. Let's pay it. And soon it will be so difficult to do business because even the banks would want if it's a company, they want your tax clearance. So you have to make sure that you are aligned or else you won't be able to transact. You understand what I'm saying? It's like I'm selling for Zimra, isn't it? So it's gross tax, it's gross profit minus tax, minus labor, minus utilities. Magets jail, vura. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, this mentorship is free. The reason why I do it free is good. I see it as it's not free, by the way. You coming here into this place is not free. This is not free. This place is not free. I am paying for you to listen to me. You are sitting on my chairs. They are not free. They didn't just appear. They actually, you understand what I'm saying? So all this is not free. The person who opens for us, cleans this place, who does this, they are paid. It actually costs us to host this free event. It's free to you, but at a cost to us. And the reason why we do it is we don't want to give anybody an excuse to stay broke. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to look at these utilities. And then you calculate your net profit, your real net profit. And a lot of people, if they start putting these, and a lot of other people, they are as if they are making profit because their husbands or spouses are covering. But also generator. You get what I'm saying? There are a lot of things that are being covered. You are lying to yourself. Chimbo covers is this thing profitable? Because you could be wasting your time. You understand what I'm saying? Are you really making a profit? Ask your neighbor, are you really making a profit? Or somebody is your profit. You understand what I'm saying? We need to make some real profit. So we have to look at all these things. Is this making sense? So if you don't know the maths, you think you've got lots of money, then you eat the selling money that you've got, and then you end up, I cannot reorder, because if you sold something for $200, your profit was probably $40, you eat $80, you cannot reorder. You understand what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot of business go bust because of not doing the maths. And I can see some guilty people here. They are looking at me, not blinking. It's you, I'm talking to you. All right. So, as a general rule, if you are a small business, you must aim for high income. You must aim for high income. I usually say aim for 40, 50%, 100% if possible, but at least 50%. If you are making a thin margin of 10%, it's so small because one little change in the equation can actually make you negative. You understand what I'm saying? So aim for at least 30 and above. Zimra expects you to be making a profit of about 25%. That's the average. You understand what I'm saying? If you start making between 10, 15, 7, walk in the supermarket range or petroleum range, you know those with petrol, with all that petrol, you make 6 cents a liter. 6 cents a liter. Kwakabiwa 100 liters. Unotengesa matenga 3 to replace. Ma 1! You get what I'm saying? So you have to make sure that your business is giving you. That's why I prefer a service business than a product-driven business. Because a service-driven, it's me. It's my energy. You get what I'm saying? So it's easy. So it also helps you to say, what business should I start in energy or where you are not the one responsible for product. Because product is difficult. You understand what I'm saying? And it's better for you. The people that actually make more money in the business world are people that are sales people or sales reps. Those people who don't own anything, but no munanajo, ni anayo, yachungo manyarungo paside pa. Apana ko argu dasaru sara nechi. Nemari. I would rather be a sales, be a middleman. This na kubata kana chino, kubata chino. No to deliver go. Iwe won pamaru. You young to kobi muno. You get what I'm saying? Smart business. Even it's akuskuba do business racho. Business is knowing who has what, who wants what, and you connect them. Then don't see each other because vakaziana vanokuzu ita mangwana. You get what I'm saying? So you make it seem a good akutenge seke usipewe. Pinde. Tirang. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We are looking for what? Profit. We are looking for profit. We are looking for profit. So aim for 50% to 100%. Minimum is 25% net. Anything lower than that, if you're a small business, you are really running too thin. It's very, very thin. It's very thin. If one coke, one crate, you have to sell a lot to just replace that. You know. So do the maths. So the other maths you have to do, look at your volumes that you have to sell, look at the profit per item. I look at, when I'm looking at business, even when for example, let's suppose a pharmaceutical business, we look at profit per script, average script. How much should it be? How much, if I'm looking at a person who's coming to a hospital at 24, I'm saying, how much average should this person live? Not everybody lives that money, but I have to average and know, I have to reach this number. You must know your break-even number per day, per week. So that if the numbers are not adding up, you don't wait until the end of the month to start running to say, hey, and I'm rent. You should have known it. You understand what I'm saying? So know your break-even. How many things must you sell? How much profit must you make per item? How much money must you must know that selling matrix, it must be in your head. If you are a business, you must know. I must say, what is your break-even point? And you must tell me. Don't say, what is break-even point? I always say that money has got a language. When you're in business, you must learn the language of money. You must be able to speak about these things. Gross profit, net profit. You get what I'm saying? Yes. You must be able to talk about those things. This is real business. For me, if I put money and I always weigh my risks, I always say, if I put more money, then I must get more money. You understand what I'm saying? If this deal goes bust, who cries the most? If I'm the one who's crying the most, I must also get more profit because I'm really the one taking the risk. You understand what I'm saying? You might have the idea, but you have not even put in money. If this bill goes bust, you don't go famba. You get what I'm saying? So I weigh if I always say, if whatever I'm putting, if this thing does not work, do I lose money? If I'm the one who's losing money, I must also get more profit. And that's what you must do. So it's about profit. That's what the venture capitalists do. They're looking for money. You understand what I'm saying? Then the last thing that I want to say before we go to question and answer is, you must understand the psychology of customers. Your customers don't like you. If the customers did not have a drug addict that they want to be treated, they will not be looking for me. They will not even care about me. You get what I'm saying? As a pastor, if people did not have spiritual troubles that trouble them, they will not want me. They want me because I add value. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yes. People don't just come to you. They must see value in what you do. You understand what I'm saying? So you must be able to add value. You must know that your customers are selfish. They don't care about you. In fact, they will change. If there's somebody who's going to give them more value than you tomorrow, they'll change tomorrow. You are not married to them. They don't care. Their allegiance is to their own selfishness. Don't say, "Hey, my customer, they'll jump ship tomorrow as if they don't know you." Because all they are looking for is, let's say, remember, your customers are what? Are selfish. Wherever you are also a customer, you are also selfish. And I can hear some of you saying, "I don't think go tenga because na issue chaka chipa ku kuma China." Huh? Saka unongo muti hano nchatenga mangwana utozi yako turi kunyeba. You are not even going to buy. Ava matantenga che $10 che dollar anofanda kapusa ini na, you get what I'm saying? Those are unongo staitwa. You get what I'm saying? So people will buy from you when they know the value that they are getting is more than the cost or perceived cost. They must know this thing is more valuable to me than what it is costing me to get it. It's giving me more value. So you better make sure that whatever you're doing, you are giving people more value. Is that making sense? And you must also solve what I call my pain points. You must say, what is the pain point my business is. And so what I do when people are talking to me, because when I say it gives me authority. You get what I'm saying? Okay, all right, okay, I remember him, even if I don't. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but the reason why I asked that question is it then separates me from everybody. You have not found me in just, it makes me unique. That's just who referred you to me. And if you ask all the people that come to me, that's the first question. Who referred you to me? So what I have done, I'm setting the what? The tone. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Avatar point drugs. Oh, rippy. Don't I take an exclamation mark? You get I won't go to no, show some emotion. I got a point in the word. Bring out the painty points. On va dire, pakawoma. Asindok battery. You have to show that you are giving value. Acha zichayitera nata. Zinoita. Zakawoma azopa zinoita. Because you are preparing to charge. Manjoka it's easy. Why are you charging? It is. Why are you charging me? That's why I'm not a mechanic. I can't go to the Antanga of you are going to sleep and get gathered with what Toka now one. Hapana one, Waka Garari book, and got blood and depressed, but I don't get a pass baby. Oh, Iraji, Oiri, good is it, with the Palo Buddha. I don't put a Sara Oiriga, but I also would charge and I can own Yaraga say, who's some butter. As Chaito Jajoji, Hapana, it's perceived value. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So whatever you are doing, how can you enhance the value that you are giving to your people? You get what I'm saying? If you are selling clothes, some people just value good. No, angaripo, he even told me, no, fit a band ear. You get what I'm saying? You are adding value. Don't just sell, become a consultant. There's a I like what Pastor did does. No, can I send kumchato? Akusko ngwendo akangopfeka zvakanaka. Ziya kuti uri kuonekwa nevanhu. Saka nyazokesa vanhu kuti vane vachiti yeah, because vanisongo vakakutarisa, vakakumaka vakakutarisa, saka nyaso, you get what I'm saying? You change munhu zvaanga achida because waeda value, but you waita profit. It's all about profit, guys. And also, be predictable per quality yago and do the right thing. I hope you got something from this. We'll go for, this is 7 o'clock. We started a bit late. Go for 10 minutes, question and answer. If you've got a question, just tell us your name. Don't preach, just go to your question. We'll try to answer as much as we can. All right. Any questions? If there are no questions, there's a question right here.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Knowledge. Well, looking into Zimbabwe, the challenge that is facing some young entrepreneurs currently, I think, is not about managing businesses, but is starting a business.
Is what?
Starting a business. So I want you to assist us or to assist me as a young entrepreneur who is facing a challenge to start a business. How can I really maneuver, or how really can I get to start? Like raise finance and set up my entity and get started.
All right. I think
Thank you.
that's a good topic to actually do next month. Don't you think so? In end of September, because this one was for August. Maybe we could do that, how to start a business. But I will tell you in fact, I can actually show you somebody who asked that question today or yesterday. On the cliff, I just want to read the message. Hi, it's Tata X Chakchakutu company from HR. Looking for a business ideas for a failed business capital investment. 5K max. This is you can actually see. You understand? So it's a common question that I get asked. But I always say, what's your area of gifting? What are your skills? So one of the things that you must always do is you must evaluate your skill set. What are the things that you already are good at? You get what I'm saying? So I was already trained in medicine. So I built my business in medicine because I was already skilled there. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't have to be limited to the certificate that is hanging on the wall. Everything you can learn. And even so now you can learn without even going to college. You can learn it online. I've got a person here who's that guy. You can stand. You can stand. That guy is a software developer. He's now going to school because I told him to go to school. He's now getting the degree. But he has already done websites for cabs. Which other bank? NB Bank, FBC. The current ones that they are using, he's the one who did it. But he taught himself how to do that on the internet. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't have to be limited, but you cannot make money without a skill set. This lady right here, stand, Chido, so that they can see you. She went to South Africa kuneta flower arrangement. I know that people are not into the flower arrangement, but she does flower arrangements. You get what I'm saying? Kuna anta ma flowers, nema flower. You get what I'm saying? There is a difference. But she liked it. She enjoyed it. You can say it. She liked it. You understand what I'm saying? And what she did, she then had to go there to get expertise for that. You get what I'm saying? I can give you examples after example. We've got one of our chefs here. Chef, just stand. She's a chef. Now, she started coming here and she said, I want to be a chef. She has started a school. But right now, on Monday, she's going to the USA to do a master's with what? Culinary School of America in the States. It's the same gift. She nurtured it, and now she's making it. So Simba would chef from culinary from the States. I'm going to college. You get what I'm saying? But that's where she started. So you must look at your skill set. Build your business around your skill set. Once you start making money, you can then learn other things. Or you can build businesses around the things that you already enjoy doing, your hobbies or your already skill set. So for me, I would say, what is it? And it's not about money, because I can tell you, those psychiatric hospitals that I'm talking about, I started them with no money. I always say there's enough money for businesses in Zimbabwe. What's not there are sound businesses. Because right now, business, you'll tell me, I'm not going to give you money. It's not a business that I would want to put my money. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to come up with a good. So I pitched. I even talked about pitching the other time. For that, with people, I pitched 25 to 25 people. I got 3 people interested. Then I chose one set of guys. They put in $160,000 in a new business, and I was the major shareholder with 51%, with no money down, with just an idea. You understand what I'm saying? But for you to get to the level of pitching an idea to attract $160,000, my friend, you cannot be saying this now. You have to show, you have to read, you have to know. You've got the right team to make that business work. Because people are not stupid. People with money, they didn't get their money by being stupid. They are clever. And one abandon Europe. I know it's okay. I don't go to get away wasting my time. You get what I'm saying? Huh? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to build around your skill set. You have to build around your hobbies. You also have to build around exposure, what you've been exposed to. So one of the things why I tell people to travel, to go to other places, get to see things that are not yet here. Like my business, I was the first one to introduce it in 2015. And what happened was I was doing my master's in Cape Town. And I was exposed to this. So while I was there, people were saying, this guy is committed. While I was there, I'm going to cooperate my system, cooperate my program. By the time I came, a complete how that business needed to be. The only problem was crystal meth, at that time brongo. So when crystal meth came, I already knew what to do, because that's all what was in Cape Town. You get what I'm saying? So it's your exposure. So I'm also looking. If I'm looking for somebody who's pitching an idea to me, I'm looking at what is their exposure, what is their level of knowledge. You must be the most knowledgeable person in the building. When it comes to your idea, if you are not, then there's no need. You should invest. I should not invest in you. If I know more than you about your business, I cannot invest in you. You understand what I'm saying? You have to convince me that you know. Am I talking? So come next time, I think let's do it, how to start a business. I think that's a good topic, so that we can speak more around it. But I've started quite a number of businesses, and yeah, I'm sure will help. Next question. I hope it helped.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tari Rochensaita. The question, you were saying that the purpose of starting a business is to make profit, but I've heard that there's a concept that says we always seek to making small profit and quick return. How that works? All right. I'm saying, we had the concept of saying that we always can aim to get small profit, but quick return. How best can we make it if there is a concept that says we should make at least 25% of the profit whenever I'm in a business?
All right, I think I understand you. So there are times when you don't have proof. So when I started my first, when I opened my first drug rehabilitation, I didn't have any patient. I didn't have any proof. So what I did, my first patient came at cost price. Just cover the cost, no profit. But because it was difficult to admit somebody in a hospital that is empty. When I know that, don't go next week. Because I'm not moon. So I made sure with moon one two. Vabadara at cost. But when you three ask us what vabadara at cost. What is your charge? You understand what I'm saying? So you also need to be strategic. So that's why when my companies, when they're doing something, they say my introduction prices or my promotion. 1 week promotion, cheaper. After that, vabisa and but my attraction. You get what I'm saying? So at the same time when you're saying make little profit, my motivational speaker aga broker. You get what I'm saying? Good anga chibude mo achuva ku motivator. Yeah, after motivation yekufamba kusuka una fourth. No. That's why I say good when it comes to money, don't get advice from a poor man. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to money, when it comes to marriage, how to stay in marriage, don't get advice from somebody who is divorced. How you have to stay with somebody. You understand what I'm saying? How to be spiritual, you have to get that advice for somebody who is spiritual. Not somebody that can backslide out. I should change the goods. You get what I'm saying? So who is telling you that advice? Because it's just to marry to set a profit. Because to get no one has $1 no $1 was in millions of users. They did the math on volume. You get $1 uno $1.5 $5 per day. Are you getting uno to finance this month? You get what I'm saying? So you have to aim for high profit things so that you can sell 5 things and you've got enough money. Kana une volume things, then you can sell low, then make more money. So there are different types of market. There are some people who just sell things to 2 people, but are multi-millionaires. Because their things are expensive. We call it boutique businesses, where you sell high-ticket items. And for most of us, we must actually go for high-ticket items. This dollar thing, we call it, there's a book, as you can see, I've read so many books. Who read the book known as the Blue Ocean Strategy? Okay, all right. At least there are some people who are reading some books. But we need more of you to read this book. So the Blue Ocean Strategy and the Red Ocean Strategy, it says good. There are 2 types of markets. The Red Ocean and the Blue Ocean. The Blue Ocean is like you're by yourself. Like when I started Maria, I was by myself for 6 years. Azotanga kuya now, but Maria ndakateta chi? Ndakateta utara. Ongoruti kuti competition kuna CHIRISA. We have moved on. Tato move, tato see zvimwe. You get what I'm saying? You won't over we actually because ndakateta 6 years. This is the only one controlling the market. I'm the one who set the price. You came and set and came and competed with me and lowering the price. Even I set the market price for 7 years. You know, the Blue Ocean Strategy, where you look for businesses called kusina competition. You understand what I'm saying? And we can even do that if you're a pastor here in the church world. During the past 10 years, everybody was doing prophetic. Guess what I was doing? I was doing wisdom. I go, the prophet, wisdom city, teaching wisdom. for 10 years teaching wisdom. And if you look at now, who is growing? The wisdom. Because I set myself apart, and I had a blue ocean when everybody was in a red ocean. How many prophets did you know? Everybody, prophet. Every street has got a prophet. You get what I'm saying? But who is teaching wisdom? Who is teaching business? No one. Blue ocean strategy. So red ocean is where everybody is. And that's what Zimbabweans specialize in. Munosakati free market. Woo! Me say free market. Munakati, mateka rukita mariku kumabero. Woo! Munu wese mateka. Zimdori zukita mari. Munu wese avura mota achitengisa zvimatedi be. Red ocean. So most of you are not making money because you swim in the red ocean. And we want you to think blue ocean. All right. Last question, then we close. Last question, then we close.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Doc. My name is Philip Jonera. I'm a marketer. So there's a point that you explained, which was saying bad business practices about an entrepreneur actually are one of the reasons why many businesses are not profitable. So my question is, I know that the best way sometimes to solve this kind of a problem is maybe to try to separate yourself from the business by building something like a system. What is the best way to do that? But sometimes when you start a business, you are the one who is doing everything. But then there's a time that you now want to separate yourself from the business and then engaging other people to try to build a system. What exactly is the best way to apply that?
That's a good question. So what I usually say is you can't start, when you are starting like from zero, you are going to have to do a lot of things by yourself. Because you cannot afford to buy the system. Because putting a system, it means you are bringing some people in and you have to start paying the money. And sometimes your business does not have enough money to do that. So I still remember when I started my business in 2006 in Chitungwiza, our first 24-hour, I worked at the 24-hour for 6 months. Literally just going home and just bathing and coming back. And I was there for 6 months because I could not afford to bring another doctor. So I would practically just stay there for 24 hours, sleep in Panendara and Chimutu and just say because I could not afford to bring another doctor in. But when the business were now matured, I was now able to do shifts. So I then took the morning shifts, which was the busiest one, and built my business for years. So from 2006 to 2012, I was doing the morning shift. From 2012, I've not done a shift. You understand what I'm saying? Because now it has a what? A system. But so you must start with a system in mind. But you can't start with a system because you don't have the money. So what you are going to have to do, which is what I did, is I only have to teach myself those key skills that I need to succeed as an entrepreneur. So you're a marketer, but you must also know finance. You must also know social media. You must also know sales. You must also know negotiation. You must also know time management. So there are certain key, I've got about 12 key skills that an entrepreneur needs to have. You might not be a degree level, but you must have some sense or some wisdom in all those skills because you're going to have to do them initially. And as you start to make money, then you start to hire the skills where you lack. And that's what I did. You understand what I'm saying? So the first person I hired was a finance person, an HR person, and then I built a team around. But I did not do it from the start because I didn't have the money to do it. So the business will demand it as it grows. A lot of people will start with all these people. There'll be more people in the business than the customers. That business will go broke. I saw people, business, and there's no one. What do you need all that van for? You get what I'm saying? So you have to, so what you need to do now, you know what you're going to need a system later as your business grows. But for now, you get the business what? Skills that are needed that you don't have. And the good thing about these skills, you are not born with. All the things about business that I know, I was not born with. I learned them over the years. So I've read books. If you come to my house, I've got books and books at that time. My books on the budget. So I read books and books. I watched my Shark Tank, I don't know how many times. Dragon's Den, I watched all of them. For 10 years, I knew every pitch because I was learning how to pitch. You understand what I'm saying? You also need to learn how to talk. I did a public speaking course. When I was doing it, Pastor D was laughing at me. Why do you need this? I actually found that course when I was speaking. I still have it. It's a CD course. The other course was how to manage money. It's a tape series. 12 tapes, my tape. And I don't know, with no way to play them now. But I learned these things. And so every day, one thing that I do, I'll tell you my secret of staying on top is every day I listen to a 1-hour YouTube video on business. Every day. Every day. Because you better be learning every day. And you better learn more than the people around you. And because when you are performing and you learn more, you get people who start to respect you because of what you know. And people will start to pay you more for what you know. And I know what I'm talking about because that's exactly what is happening to me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening.